Welcome to Steel Curtain Productions. Please hit the likes and subscribe down below in your right hand corner. Muchly would appreciate that. Sorry, I'm adjusting the camera a bit just so you see at least the sleeve of the Steelers jersey there on the wall, Bradshaw signed jersey. Anywho, please, my thank you to my subscribers and followers. Please hit the likes and subscribe down below in the right hand corner. Share it with your friends and family. To those who come across the channel, please don't leave without subscribing and hitting the likes. We've built a strong, integral channel here, a couple seasons now, and we focus and take great pride in reporting only on factual information, and we do a lot of the reviews, and we don't use clickbait to get you here. So let's get to it. This was Week 7 game against the Bengals. Steelers were in Cincy. And yes, they lost 33-31. This speaks volumes about the condition of the Steelers. And I'm going to get to it after I get into giving you all the box scores and all that. Okay, first quarter, 7-0 Steelers. Second quarter, we really blew it, 17-3 for Cincy. Third quarter, 7-3 for the Steelers, and the fourth quarter, 14-13 for the Steelers. Wasn't enough of a comeback for the Steelers. That 17 uh, point put up by Cincy was did the damage, and it shouldn't have happened. So let's get to it. So total yards, Cincy 470. Steelers 396. So there was a lot of those were high yardage. Passing yards 342 to 249 for the Cincy. Rushing yards 147 to 142 for the Steelers, barely an edge. Total plays 72 to 54 for Cincy. This is where the Steelers are losing games. Yards per play 7.3 to 6.5 for the Steelers, and yet we come out on the losing end. That's saying something. First down is 27 to 19 for Cincy. There's a problem there, and that's looking like our defense. Third down efficiency 70 to 50 for the Steelers. So that's Aaron Rodgers doing something right. And his offense, sorry, the whole offense. Let's be penalty 7-4. That could have very well been the difference too in the game. That we were a little undisciplined. Penalty yards 59 to 35. Of course, that makes a difference. Turnovers. Steelers had 2 turnovers to 0 for Cincy, and that's a huge difference right there. 62 tackles to 49 for the Steelers. QB sacks 2 for the Steelers, none for Cincy. Sack yards lost 14 for Cincy. Time of possession 34 point something or other for the Cincy and 25-28 for the Steelers. First quarter scoring, Rodgers short pass to the middle to Smith, and touchdown. Boswell gets the extra point. There's your 7-0 lead. Then we go into the second quarter. Boswell gets a 41-yard field goal that gets us 10-0. Then Flacco makes a pass to Chase for 8-yard touchdown. That gets Cincy on the board. They're only behind by 3. And of course, Jalen Ramsey got a penalty on this play. So extra point was good. At 2:52 remaining, Flacco passes to give Cincy the lead 14-10. Catch made by Higgins, 29-yard touchdown. Extra point good. 2 seconds left. A 49-yard field goal by McPherson for the Bengals. That put them up 17-10. Then we go to that's the end of your first quarter. So you got a 17-10 lead for Cincy. Then now we're going to the second half. McPherson gets another field goal. That gives you it's a 23-yarder, and that puts Cincy up by 10. Then Aaron Rodgers gets a beautiful pass to Fryermuth, 19-yard touchdown. Boswell extra point, so we're cutting in the lead. It's 20-17. Fourth quarter, Flacco, 14:57 left. Short pass to Fant for a 5-yard touchdown. McPherson extra point. The Bengals go back up by 10, 27-17. Rodgers with 11:03 remaining. Passes a touchdown pass, 2 yards to Washington. Boswell extra point. They cut the lead down and only three to try to catch up, 27-24. Then 7:03 left. McPherson gets another 45 uh, yarder, and that puts the Bengals up 30-24. And then we get Rodgers with 2:21 remaining. Fryermouth 68-yard touchdown. Boswell extra point. Steelers finally move ahead, 31-30. But of course, the defense fails. The defense chokes. 11 seconds left. McPherson gets the field goal that puts up Cincy to win the game. And with 11 seconds, there's your game. It's over. So this looked like uh, this is a game the Steelers should have had. You can't lose to a team that's missing Burrow. You got the backup. Now I know Flacco. I do like Joe Flacco, but we should be able to take Flacco. He doesn't have the mobility he used to have. He's still a great quarterback. I give him that. But Flacco seems to have the Steelers' numbers every time he goes up against us. He seems to do damage, especially that since Ben's been gone. It seems like there was always a battle between those two that kind of went back and forth. But since Ben, we just don't. We always come out on the wrong side of with Flacco. And all I can say is it's just really it's not. This is disgusting, is what I'm trying to say. The Steelers. This is a measuring stick for the Steelers. This tells me their defense is just that much weaker than last year. They couldn't hold it just to keep them off the board for that 3-point field goal. Um, Problems. I mean, you have two turnovers. That can't happen, and that's not Steeler football. And it's not cool. So since he is got a pretty good defense, Steelers to me, like I've said this all along, we need a good backup to Rodgers, which we don't have. We should have never got rid of Pickens. He would have been the perfect number two to Metcalf. And these are the types of decisions that are coming to haunt the Steelers. Our defense looks slightly weaker. We got to watch our aggression. We're not getting the protection at the line that we need. That line has been haunting us for a long time, even when Ben was there towards the last 3 years. That line has been haunting the Steelers since. They got to do something correct about this instead of just this band-aid crap. Band-aid solutions aren't going to fix it, and this is why the Steelers won't go far in the playoffs. They've been lucky, and I'll say it, been lucky to have the record they have. And I'm saying it's a fluke. I'm saying it's a fluke, and I love my Steelers. This roster mix here to me is not a winning roster. I'm sorry to say that. Metcalf, I love that move, but ever since that move, everything else has just been garbage with what they've been doing afterwards. I don't know what they're thinking. Um, and I hate to say this, but gotta say, our previous GM, sorry to say, did a much. There were better results. So there's some big questions for me with the coaching, the management of this team, and then you want to miss out on a top quarterback because you need that damn quarterback to start off with. Okay? This is a good year for quarterbacks, and you want to place yourself because you got to have a playoff run. Well, your team is not good enough to get past the first round. Understand that. Wake up. If you can't beat the Bengals with that are burrowless, you are not going far. Sorry to say it. That's all I got to say about this week. Hopefully, we have better results in the next week because this, to me, was a slap in the face how we let this game get away from us. We should have been able to hang on to it when we got the lead very briefly. So, God knows what's going to happen. I can't even project the way this team is because the Packers, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's hope for good results, but I don't know if that's anyway. We'll see what happens. I'm not pleased, as you can tell. I'm not pleased with this team. Only thing I'm pleased with is my favorite wide receivers on this team, and I love Watts. Uh, this team, the coaching is has been a problem for a while. So you've seen it here at well, we say it straight up. Steel Curtain Productions first. And yes, the video's done late because I was so upset about this game. So now that the game's coming this weekend, I figured it was time to make one on my thoughts of the game. I am not pleased. You've got to be able to beat a burrowless Bengals. You can't beat Flacco, and Flacco, that's not to knock him, but he's past his best days. There's something wrong, and this is not a team that can win in the playoffs. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next episode. God bless.